Hello and or welcome back to another devlog episode. In this episode, I'm gonna run through some updates I've done during the week. Unfortunately, this will be another quick one, but I'll just run through it here to give you a bit of an insight to what changes have been done. Um, so, Someone had commented on how the health economy would effectively work for the game. Basically, you can kind of see it there in an aspect of what I've changed as well, but I've changed the dialogue box. Um, I just wanted to update it a bit. I don't know if I'm happy with this yet, but I just updated the look of it a little bit just because I wanted it to look cleaner. I could very well end up changing this back, but that's what I changed for now. Um, I also increased the overall damage that I do for attacking just to run through this. But currently, for this, we have the current quest or contract, which is to go to Kuro, discussing M Corp clearing S4. So we know this is Kuro's place because it has the wrench. So we can go in here. We talk to him, get some information about fighting the thugs outside. Okay, then it's an ambush. So I've changed the battle system a little bit. So rather than just jumping straight into attacking, now we have the option of using an item. This is more so to help out with the health economy, or try and manage replenishing the health throughout combat. So each of these effectively costs one turn. So if you were to attack, to use an item, or attempt to flee, they all cost one turn. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't, like for flee, for example, that's a wasted turn and the enemy gets to go. What I'll do is I'll do a haymaker here just to show you. So I've missed that. It takes 7 damage. Then they get to go. I can counter that. Kills them instantly. But then what we can do is we can use some health, and then it's there go again. And again, like I said, I put the damage up just to run through this. So you can see now that the tugs are gone. So it means we can go back to Kuro. And previously, this is where is it? I'll keep watching, you keep your head down. So that effectively ends that quest with Kuro. The way I wanted it to branch out was that you kind of meet a lot of the game characters early on. So we put Daigo outside the noodle shop. So effectively, once you finished the introduction of kind of learning the gameplay mechanics a little bit in the sense of exploration, and then also using health potentially, or at least getting used to the combat from either doing the tutorial fight or the practice fight with Kenji, to coming out here and fighting at least 3 enemies, to then coming to Daigo, and he has information about more work. So he says, like, I've got more work, the kind that pays and doesn't ask too many questions. You want to get your hands dirty from some crowds, find me at the bar. Then it's I'll be there. And then if you talk to him again, the bar tonight. And then this will kind of be the next step in what I plan to build into the game, which is the bar in itself. Now, I haven't started working on the interior of that yet, or the laundromat, or this convenience store here. But I think the bar would be a good starting point to introduce some more characters into the game as well. So we're gonna basically, what'll happen is once you leave this area, Daigo will disappear, and then he'll appear again inside this bar with a mission update. So we can see here it's Meet the Fixer. Daigo's got work, says to find him at the bar, meet Daigo at the bar. I'll probably change that to like a main mission rather than a side mission. Although I don't know in a sense because I think the main missions or the main contracts will more so be based around working with Kuro and some other side characters as well. But I think there'll be some time passed to do some side missions before another contract will be generated here. But yeah, that's kind of really all I've worked on so far this week. It's not too much. It's more so kind of updating this dialogue box a little bit, and um, yeah, updating the combat so that you can either attack, use items, or flee. And then we also have the option to uh, use the item and heal, and kind of use that as a turn. And yeah, try and keep your health up. I suppose the other side of it is as well is that the game does autosave. So once you complete a quest, it does autosave into slot 1. So you can save it in slot 2 or slot 3 at any time, but the game will automatically autosave once you've completed a quest or a contract. So there is that. I might remove that. I'm not sure how I feel about autosaving the game, or if I want to leave that decision in the player's hands to decide what they would deem best. But that's kind of where I'm at with it at the moment. And then, yeah, next steps really then will be kind of building out the interior of the bar. And then I do want to get back to the music side of things as well, because I would like to add some atmosphere, but I'd ideally also like to flesh out the inside of District 1 a bit more, because we only have really one street. I might leave the rest of these houses blank, or I might remove some of them and add in some other aesthetics. But I do like the idea of having like a bridge and some water, maybe like a temple or something to that effect, or like a place of spirituality. Just because it is leaning on that Japanese culture of feudal Japan, and then the cyberpunk futuristic side of it. So like when we go further into getting to Act 2, a lot of these buildings will be very similar, if not the same, but just revamped or redesigned to have that more feudal aesthetic. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got done this week. Again, apologies, it's another short video, but if you guys have any suggestions or anything you think would look better, definitely feel free to let me know. But aside from that, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you tune in for the next one. Thanks so much.